What is up, guys? How we doing? Back with another live stream today. Now, I really didn't want to work and put in the hours today, I'll be honest, but I feel like those are the exact sort of days where you should be working because, the days where you don't want to work, they compound and they end up turning into something meaningful. So, got a bit of a more relaxed, chillaxed one today. Not your usual road to 100k vibe coding series. We're just going to, I got recommended a tutorial video by a friend, and we're just going to watch it and just kind of follow along and try it out. And this will be under the Claude Code Learn With Me series. It's a playlist that I've made. Feel free to check it out. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Claude Code is not only the most powerful coding agent in the world, but it's also the most powerful all-purpose agent that can control your computer through the terminal. You can do research, you can build websites, you can build web apps, you can build mobile apps, and even automate many parts of your business. So in this video, we are going to do a complete deep dive into Claude Code. We're going to first install Claude Code, then we're going to use Claude Code to create some basic files and do research and create content. We're also going to create a landing page. We're going to create a web app, and then we're going to add authentication and database to that web app, as well as add a few AI features. And you don't need to have any coding experience to use the most powerful AI agent in the world. Let's dive in.
He just mentioned me.
The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to, if you haven't already, download Node.js. So you can just open this up, and what you're going to do is you're actually just going to download for Mac OS. You can.
I haven't done that yet. So let's go ahead and do that. What up, Kirk Sloom? How you doing? What was it? Node.js. It looks like the same website. Get Node.js for Mac OS. Cool.
You can click this button and basically follow the instructions, but just download it on your computer. And then what you're going to do is you are going to copy this.
Okay. So, downloading Node.js. The package has installed. Cool. And then I'm assuming he's going to want us to download Claude Code.
Right here. Then we're going to do something really, really scary. What we're going to do is we're going to open up Terminal.
Oh, that is scary. That's very scary.
And I'm going to open up a new Terminal window, and it's going to look like this. And you've likely seen Terminal pop up on your computer, and you probably got a little bit scared. And what you need to do is you need to download Anthropic Claude Code. I've already downloaded Anthropic Claude Code, so it's already on my computer.
Yusuf, how you doing, bro? Just ask Claude Code to give you an optimized prompt for Claude Code. I did that too. I mean, the thing is, I learn better with videos, and I feel like it's my obligation to, learn and understand this stuff properly because I've got people watching me and they're going to ask me questions. So I should really, understand it properly. So, yeah.
Already on my computer.
Thanks for the tip, though.
After you do this, it's going to prompt you with your login.
All right, I'm pretty sure I've already downloaded Claude Code. But the thing is, I downloaded the app version. So let's see. Download Mac. I'm pretty sure I have though. Let me see. Okay, cool. I think I already have, but
what you can do is you can just get a Claude monthly account, and then it'll ask you to sign in through that method. And then you will have Claude Code on your computer. Once you have Claude on your computer, open up a new terminal, and then you can just...
Okay, cool. Let this run. Setup nodes. Native installation exists. Is not in your path run. I'm just going to go ahead and ask ChatGPT what this means real quick. Again, guys, I have no technical skills. Like, this is a non-dev doing this shit, by the way. And the terminal is scary. So the binary exists and is ready to use. The only issue, your system can't see it yet. The line is the key. Native installation exists, but is not in your path. Your shell doesn't know to look in. Type command. So if you type Claude, it will say command not found until you fix the path. Run this once in your terminal. Okay, cool. This does two things. Verify it worked. If you see help output, you're fully set. Claude is installed. Alright, perfect. Fix that. And that's why I think these live throughs are really helpful, is because there's always like some extra little step that the tutorial doesn't show. So yeah, hope this
type
helps.
In Claude at any time, and then press enter. And now Claude, this magical computer system on your computer, if we make it full screen right here, this is Claude Code. Right?
Okay, let's go ahead and actually put this in here. So if I was to go like this, now we have terminal on the left. So we go Claude. Boom. Users do be, I'll need permission to work with your files. This means I can read. Yes, continue. Wait, is that what he does? Let me see. Am I going too far ahead of myself?
This is the terminal. And in this video, we're going to be talking about everything, right? So this is Claude Code, and it connects. It is in your terminal. It is a CLI. And this is the best AI coding tool in the world. And we're going to be talking about how to get started.
In the
we're going to talk
world.
about what a CLI is. We're going to talk about what a terminal is, what a directory is, and then we're going to talk about how to do stuff, right? We're going to make some files on your computer.
What up, Presmac? How you
We're going to
doing?
build a landing page. We're going to talk about how to build a web app, how to deploy your app on the internet and get your own domain. And we're going to talk about how to add, auth, and database. And this is going to allow you to create any app you want, but more importantly, understand AI agents. Because if we go to Twitter here, the head of developer relations at Anthropic, he recently said it's becoming more and more clear that Claude Code is becoming the everything agent. It is the everything agent, and I totally believe that. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this is the most powerful AI agent that's accessible to people like you and I in the world. Because we can have it do anything, right? We've already talked a little bit about getting started. And before we dive into like what a CLI is,
I do need to know what a CLI is.
Show you an example. A CLI is just basically just.
Bro, this guy's perfect. To this point, I didn't even know what a CLI was.
It just is exactly what we're doing right now. It is a command line interface, and I'm just going to.
A text-based way to interact with the computer by typing commands into a terminal. Instead of using buttons or menus like in a graphical interface, you control the system by entering specific text commands. Okay, cool.
Interface. And I'm just going to show you what it does. So here what we can do here is we can say create a folder in my downloads folder, call it project 1. And this has control over my computer's files, which is really cool. And so you see here, it created this project 1 in my downloads.
Ooh, all right, let's try this. All right, create a folder in my downloads file called project 1. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Done. Alright, let's have a look. There we go. We've got a folder called project 1. Cool. Very cool. Alright. It's going, tutorial's going smoothly so far, guys. Just gotta, test it out, make sure everything's working.
Loads, right? And what we could do here is we could say, I'm going to click into this project 1 folder. Now we're in this project 1 folder.
Okay.
Please create a text file that says hi. And we're going to give it the approval. There you go. Now we have this text file.
You know what we got to do now, guys. You know what we got to do, right? Let's go ahead and get this up. So we're on the project 1 file, create a text file. Now if I run into any problems, I'm assuming chat is going to help me, right? Enable YOLO mode so it does not ask for anything. Is that with perms? Create a folder in, so create a text file. Did he mention in project 1? He just says, please create a text file that says hi. He doesn't even mention to look into project 1. Am I remembering that right?
Create a text file that says hi.
Really? No way. Surely you need to tell it this is project 1, create it in this folder. Create a text file that says hi. Because otherwise, where else is it going to put it? Oh, it does put it in project 1. Cool. It says hi. It's talking to me, guys.
Hi. And we're going to give it the approval. There you go. Now we have this text file that literally just says hi.
Cool, cool.
And this is one of the reasons why we have, why it feels like an agent, why people are saying it's the everything agent, because it can actually just create things, right? If we were to say, create 3 folders, 1 for ideas, 1 for examples, 1 for final drafts. In the ideas folder, this is where I'll put simple text files for my ideas or any type of file for my ideas. And so I want you to put 3 sample ideas, very small text files in there. And for the examples, what this is going to do is this is going to be a place where you're always, whenever you're tasked to create content, you're basically going to take my ideas, look at high quality examples, you're going to do whatever research you need to do to create a final draft about the topic of my idea, but in the style and tone of my examples.
Whoa.
Don't create any examples or final drafts right now. What I want you to do is create a README file that you can read to always, anytime you get asked to create content. I want this to be something that you read every time.
That's a
so that
fat
we can
prompt.
Keep this consistent. So if you don't fully understand what I
Holy
just did
smokes, dude. That is a fat prompt. Hold up. Can I go back? Hold up. Let me go. No. I wanna copy that prompt. Dude.
here. And by the way, I just used a voice to text tool called Whisperflow.
A voice to text tool called Whisperflow. I need it. I need it right now. I need that shit right now. Dude, what's pricing? What are we looking at? Free to 2,000 words per week on. Oh, bro, done, man. Done. Dude, continue with Apple. Alright, I'm getting this shit. Getting this shit without doxing my phone number. Dude, I need that shit. Whisper Flow, man. How old is the video? The video is, I think, about 4 months old. 5 months old. It was like late last year. I think this is too basic for me. Oh, bro, chances are it is. Like, I'm non-technical, you know? My background's more in marketing, so... What up, Mr. Organics? How you doing? Bro, once you start using it, you'll run through the free tier pretty quick. Happens to all of us. I'll have to... I mean, is there an alternative? If it saves as much time as it showed just then, dude, I'll pay, man. My chat has seen how long I spend on prompts sometimes. Like, that shit's pretty crazy. All right, so we've got Whisperflow here. We've added it to our applications. Let's go ahead and open it. And close this now. Flow needs to be in the applications folder to run. I did that. You guys saw me do that, right? Let's go ahead and put this in here. Keep, replace. Let's see if this works. Run it back. Alright. We've got that. Open up applications. Whisperflow. Open. Dude. Alright, cool. I'll set this up later. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy his prompt.
Called Whisperflow. So when getting started,
an AI-powered voice dictation tool that lets you write by speaking up to 4 times faster than typing. It auto-edits your speech in real time and supports voice commands for seamless editing.
When getting started, just know that if you want to use voice, you should use something called Whisperflow. This is super useful.
All right, there was a little snippet that showed his prompt for a split second.
That you can read to always, anytime you get asked to create content, I want this to be something that you read every time so that we can keep this consistent. So if you don't fully understand.
All right, boom. So this is his prompt. Now I'm just going to chuck it into chat. Let's say, rewrite this text out for me to screenshot. For me to screenshot, for me to copy. Whoops. Alright, cool. We've got our prompt. Alright, boom. Boom. Alright, cool. Let's see how that goes.
And what I just did here, and by the way, I just used a voice to text
skip
tool.
ahead of this.
Here is the app that we're kind of creating right now, or this agent that we're creating.
Alright, we've got this. Do you want to proceed? Yes.
Is one that has access to 3 different folders. One is the ideas. 2 is the
cool.
2 is the examples. And 3, it has access to a final draft. So from idea to example to final draft, and that's where it's going to put them. kind of just like that. And so we're going to give it some more permissions. Yes, yes. So now it's creating 3.
Cool. Yes. 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 Dude, this is cool. This is like the furthest I've ever gone. Super Whisper is nice as an alternative, okay? Four months is way too old. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this is going to give me a good understanding. Like, everything that is said so far isn't necessarily out of date, right? So I feel like this is going to give me a good understanding. And then, you know, maybe we can watch another more recent video. Because I'm just trying to learn the basics, man. And I think the basics have not changed. Am I right? Yes or no? No, I'm saying it's definitely worth it. You just have to upgrade to Pro. Okay? Thanks for letting me know. I'm not too bad either, Mr. Organics. Thanks for asking, bro. Alright, let's continue.
Sample ideas in the ideas folder, and we can see here productivity tips, common challenges with people face working.
Bro, he's got names. Man, mine didn't give me names. This document defines the process for creating content in this workplace. Read the ideas from the ideas folder. Study all examples in the examples folder to understand the target style, tone, and format. Research the topic as needed to ensure accuracy and depth. Create a final draft that addresses the topic from the idea, matches the style and tone of the examples, maintains consistency with previously created ones. Always read this file. Cool. So let's have a look at ideas. The power of morning routines and how small habits compound over time. Why learning to say no is the most underrated productivity skill. The surprising connection between boredom and creativity. Interesting. Okay.
From home, etc., etc. And here it created a README file. And so this, I remember I just, with my voice, explained what I want this agent to do.
Came out slightly different. The prompt don't create any examples. Did I mentioned a README file too, didn't I? Content. I want this to be something that you read every time so that keep this consistent. Man, whatever.
Do every single time. And what's really cool and what opened my eyes a lot to this is a tool called Obsidian. I saw a video by McKay Wrigley.
Obsidian, a note-taking app that lets you create a link plain text, markdown notes like a personal knowledge base. It's popular for its flexibility, offline use, and powerful features like backlinks, graph view, and plugins.
And what this tool will allow us to do is what we can do is we can actually go to settings.
Okay, so I need to get Obsidian, which is a note-taking tool. Okay, Obsidian note-taking tool, Mac. Boom. Oh, it's free. There you go. By the end of this tutorial, I was thinking like I'm gonna end up paying like 5 different subscriptions. Whisperflow, Obsidian, but this one looks free, so there we go. So Super Whisper is basically the same, but you can optimize it so 16 agents work at the same time and much more. Oh, as in like the new version of Claude can be optimized so 16 agents work at the same time. That's incredible, man. What up, Presmec? That's basically what Yusuf was saying. The new update for Claude Code basically allows for 16 operations at the same time. Alright, we got Obsidian, downloading this, boom. Done. It's not. There it is. Open up Obsidian. Open. Okay, now we have Obsidian over here. Let's close some of my tabs. All right, we got Obsidian. Let's see what he says to do with it.
Cool. And what opened my eyes a lot to this is a tool called Obsidian. I saw a video by McKay Wrigley, and what this tool will allow us to do is what we can do is we can actually go to settings. And yeah, so
whoa, settings. So he's got a different interface. So quick start. Okay. So we're here. How's he go to settings?
my eyes a lot to this is a tool called Obsidian. I saw a video by McKay Wrigley, and what this tool will allow us to do is what we can do is we can actually go to settings.
Okay, so settings is down here.
And yeah, so we're going to create a new vault, and let's actually call the...
Okay. Guess he didn't actually show us what the settings was for. So let's go ahead and create a new vault, which I saw when we opened it up for the first time. So open vault. How do you get to that page? Project 1.
These Riley's notes.
Dude, show me how you did that, bruv. Let's go with this. I'll call it Doobie's Notes. Okay. This is your new vault. Make note of something. Okay, so I've got a vault here. Can I create another one? Ah, here we go. Found it. All right. So if we created a vault, called it Doobie's Notes.
And we're going to pick a location, and we're going to choose the downloads folder for now. You can put them anywhere. And
all right. I'll put them in the downloads folder. I'd assume he'd want them in the project 1 folder, but
we're just going to create Riley's notes in that location. And so now we...
All right. So now we've got this.
We have this blank notebook that if we were to create a folder... right, this, or a test, hello there.
Oh shit. So we open this, it's test 1. Oh, is it this? Test 1. What up? Okay.
All this is doing is creating, right? If we go hit back here, we see Riley's notes. We see...
Okay, so if we go back here, we see Doobie's Notes, test 1. Lit, cool, okay.
1 test MD that says hello there.
Cool workflow
so what
so
we
far.
could do in Claude Code is we could say, please move everything that's in project 1 in that folder into Riley's notes, which is also in the downloads folder. I just created it. Just move everything there.
Maybe I should try. All right, let me set up Whisper. I'm setting up Whisper. Screw it. I'm getting FOMO from this guy. Bro, RAM is definitely not cheap these days, dude. It's so expensive. I hope everyone's enjoying the stream so far. Sorry, it's a bit of a basic one. We're going to be using this for AI chat and probably YouTube. Okay, AI chat, Claude. Continue. I'm a founder and a CEO. Just realized you guys can't see my screen. Chatting with AI, coding with AI. Help improve. If you enable, none of your dictation data will be stored or used for modal training by us. Screw it, man. Allow Flow to insert spoken words. Allow. Cool. That's done. Allow Flow to use your microphone. Wow. Flow can now paste text anywhere. Wow. Do you see purple bars moving while you speak? Yes, I do. Yes. Does the button turn purple while pressing it? Yes, it does. Set the language you speak. Flow works in 100 plus languages. Does it do like Australia English though? Okay, English. I think I'm more British English, to be honest, over Australian. All right. Continue. Hey, Cloudy, is Flow working for you? Yes, it is, mofo. Yo! That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Press the keyboard shortcut. Continue. Flow punctuates, formats, and fixes mistakes. Hold down the FN key, speak, and let go. All right. Hold down the FN key and try saying, "Hi, Greg. How are you doing? Let me meet on Friday at 9. No, actually 10. Thanks, Cloudy." Oh, shit. I just realized. Oh, whoa. Dude, this isn't coming out of my free plan, is it? Because, man, that's sneaky if it is. Dictate a note close to your mic. Flow will automate format lists for you. I want to pick up a few things from the store. Bread for sandwiches, potato chips, vanilla ice cream. Fat. That is cool. That is cool. You've unlocked Flow Pro. Enjoy 2 weeks of unlimited access on us. No credit card required. There you go, guys. Does everyone get that? Or is it just me? Yo, referral link right here if anyone wants to get a free month and for Pro. It is https://whisperflow.ai. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. I don't know if anyone wants it, but there you go. You get a free month when they dictate 2,000 words. All right, sick. We both win off of that promo referral code. All right, lit. How would you like to use Flow first? All right. Now that we've got this all set up, can I just close this? All right. Now, let me open up Claude, the terminal, and I'm going to say, oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. So what are we doing? He said to please move everything that's in Project 1 in that folder into Riley's notes, which is also in the downloads folder. I just created it. Just move everything there. So he wants to move Project 1 into Riley's notes, which is in the download folder. Please move everything in the project notes. Oh, shit. Hold up. Cancel all of that. please move everything in project 1 that is in the download folder into Riley's notes, which is also in the download folder. Just move everything. I just created it. Does that work? Please move everything in project 1 that is... Oh, yes! Guys, I'm a full Whisper Flow fan right now. I'm not going to lie. Alright, good night, Yusuf. Have a good sleep, brother. Do you want to proceed? Yes, I do. Dude, see, I feel like already this single video has just improved my workflow like tenfold. I learnt about Whisper Flow. I learnt about Obsidian. I've learnt about Claude Code and its capabilities. Like, dude, this is sick. Oh, shit. I said Riley's notes. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, and everyone on my live stream knows it now. That's actually really. Okay. I'm such an idiot. Let's do this again. Please move everything in project 1 that is in the download folder into Doobie's notes, which is also in the download folder. Just move everything. I just created it. Yes. Oh, man. That was actually really embarrassing. I feel ashamed. I'm about to crawl up into a little ball and forget I ever existed. Done. Moved everything from project 1 to Doobie's notes. All right. Let's have a look at this, see if this worked. Project 1, Doobie's notes. Boom. 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 All right. Let's have a look at what he says here.
And convert everything into a markdown file.
Ah, shit. I should probably let him finish, hey. Let's see.
And what Obsidian is just basically like...
Now, can we convert everything into a markdown file? Let's see what he does.
It takes all your folders and it makes them look nicer, but this should move everything to Riley's notes, and then everything...
I'm assuming the 3 files, which is the text files. Get one.
that we've created in project 1 will actually go into Obsidian. And so now we're going to be able to, in a nice interface, a lot of people like to write in Obsidian, we're creating this AI agent that can now write in our note-taking app, which is incredibly useful. And so as we speak, right, this is all going into Obsidian, which is just a Obsidian, which is a free local note-taking app. It's kind of like an IDE if you're into coding,
okay.
like Cursor for writing.
Interesting.
And we can just keep saying, yes, here you go. You can see here that the notes are coming in, right? So all these notes are here. We have that.
Yo, I didn't even notice. Dude, this is sick. Holy shit.
README file. We can actually just delete this test one because we don't need that. We have this README folder. We can get rid of the welcome folder, and here we have project.
Let's remove. So let's delete welcome. Let's delete test. We can delete this one. Even high we can kind of remove here. Alright, now we got this.
Project 1, which we can delete. And so we have ideas, final.
Does that actually happen on the thing? Wow, it does. Alright, cool.
Drafts and examples. And so just really quickly on Obsidian, it's very simple, right? You can create a folder, which I actually don't want to do, but we could also create a Claude long form outline. And this is the outline that I create for my long form videos. I think you'll actually get value from this if you like to create content.
I love creating content.
But this is basically my pre-video questions. By the end of the video, you will, the purpose of this video is to, and so these are things that I really like to do. And so I can add in any information in the README. I could include it in the README, which is, we could just go example types. If we want to include something, so then here we have long form outlines. And we could say these are very simple, concise outlines, very similar to, and then what we can do is we can actually tag things, right? Claude long form outline. If you add these like double brackets around it, it's super easy. And
Claude long form outline. All right, let's try this. Let's create this Claude long form outline. Okay, and then in workflow, we can add, he does this in his README. Yeah, cool. We can add example types. Dude, how did he header this? Writing tools. So what's he say? Long form outlines. These are simple, concise outlines, very similar to. Wait, where did he get his long form outlines? I just want to set it up exactly how he's got it. Like, I don't want my thing to miss anything. These are concise outlines, very similar to, and then what's he do? He went bracket, Claude. Did I do the right bracket? Bracket, Claude. Shouldn't it just pop up? Long form outline. So if I click this.
so now the AI kind of understands that whenever I want a long form outline, similar to, and then what we can do is we can actually tag things, right? Claude long form outline. If you add these like double brackets.
Double brackets. All right, that was close. Boom. All right, cool. So we got our content creation workflow.
Around it, it's super easy. And so now the AI.
Did he have anything? He
really
does.
Liked.
Claude long form outline. So where does he get this information from?
Do. And so I can add in value from this if you like to create simple, right? You can create a folder, which I actually don't want to do, but we could also create a Claude long form outline. And this is the outline that I create for my long form videos. I think you'll actually get value from this if you like to create content. But this is basically my pre-video questions. By the end of the video, you will, the purpose of this video is to, and so these are things that I really like to do. And so I can add in any information in the README. I could include it in the README, which is, we could just go example types.
Let's see what he did now. He did a hashtag. Because it's markdown format. Cool.
If we want to include something, so then here we have long form outlines. And we could say these are very simple,
He went asterisk.
concise outlines.
It's asterisk, right? He does asterisk space asterisk. Is there a reason for him wanting to do that? Asterisk space asterisk space. Asterisk. That's what his looks like. Is that an error?
Similar to, and then what we can do is we can actually tag things, right? Claude long form outline. If you add these like double brackets around it, it's super easy. And so now the AI kind of understands that whenever I want a long form outline, I want to create a video on whatever the video is.
So it was an accident, and I just copied his accident. All right, cool. Maybe I'm copying a bit too close. My apologies.
About, which is like Claude Code. And so now we have one example. Actually, we need to move this into examples. So now we have Claude long.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move Claude into examples. Now,
form outline, which is in the examples. Now we can create a final draft about my ideas.
but he hasn't shown us the freaking. So here's his notes and ideas. All right, let's do this. Notes and ideas. And then it's hashtag pre-video questions. Oh, whoops. It's hashtag space, isn't it? Pre-video questions. It's by the end. By the end of the video, you will. And then the purpose of this video is to. Why is it important that someone watches this video? Alright, he's got more than that, but we'll just stick to that so we can see for now.
And so on Chrome or Comet, I'm now using Comet browser, what we could do here is we could actually search up, let's say we come across a new AI tool. What are people using? We could actually just do Comet, Perplexity. And let's say when I'm scrolling, I come across an idea and I'm like, you know what? I want to make a video about Comet. And
dude. Alright, let's let him finish.
We can find a really interesting post. You can actually download a Chrome extension. And so what we can do is we can actually save this here. We can actually add this to Obsidian. It added it to this.
Yo, Obsidian has a Chrome extension? Dude, this is sick. Alright. Let's find. So I've added it. Where is it? Let's pin it for now. And you know what? While we're at it, let's unpin Loom. Let's unpin. That's about it. Alright, so let's go to X. Can you make that guy a little louder? Yeah, 100%, man. Sorry, I saw your chat a bit late. All right. So we're on. For those who don't know, this is my app Ore Miner. We've actually gained some decent following recently. Let's try not to get off topic here, but it looks like we are getting some good engagement. All right. So if we were to search up like Claude Code, this is literally Claude. So let's finish his example.
Clippings folder, which is fine. What we can do is by default, it wants to add it to this clippings folder. And so instead of ideas, just in the README, all we need to do is go back to Claude Code and say, okay, combine the ideas folder and the clippings folder. I want you to combine these and make it called clippings. Just use that with the capital C clippings, and then change the README to update all mentions of the ideas. Should just be called clippings. These are my ideas. And web clips are just
Okay. Well, he's going off on another tangent now, so let's just find one. Hey, isn't that funny? We're literally watching this guy's tutorial. Ralph Wiggum Claw. What about this? Would this work? No, that's too long. I've been building Dexter for 2 months. Alright, let's do this. Perfect. So if I click this, add to Obsidian. Alright, boom. We've got our thread by Virat. And if we go here, we can see it. Okay, perfect. Now, he needs me to make sure that whenever... Okay. Let's merge clippings and the ideas folder. So change the ideas folder to clippings with a capital C, and in the workflow folder, change any mention of ideas to clippings. So we're basically merging the ideas folder to the clippings folder. All right. Perfect. All right. Wait, has this done something a bit wonky? Let me have a look. Okay.
are just a place where you can like save the things that you find on the internet. That's how I create a lot of my content. We can save it to Obsidian, and now we have, and it saves everything along with the images as well, and it gets even the conversation beneath it.
Oh, wow.
And the point is,
dude, that's crazy. It's got the conversation. Whoa, dude, Obsidian is a sick tool. It's free, by the way. Guys, is anyone else here using Obsidian? Because that is actually really crazy.
here is now with Claude Code, we can actually say, I want you to create a video on Comet/perplexity. This is a long form outline. Please create it using the ideas that I've saved. And what it should do, since I said...
Okay. Let's try this. Please work. Please work. I feel like this is where shit always fails for me. So, what was the idea that I had? It was called Dexter. All right. So let's let him finish.
That it's a long form outline, this AI agent should actually look at.
All right. Let's try this. I want to create a video on Dexter. Please look at my ideas and follow the long form outlines. And where is that? All right, cool. Let's see how that works. I'm scared.
At my clippings, which are my ideas. And now it's going to first read the README to understand content creation workflow, which is exactly what we want it to do. We want it to review the clippings folder.
Okay, did it do that? All right. So first it went to the thread, long form. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Okay, so I want to create a video on Dexter. I didn't see it read workflow. I didn't see you read the workflow file before starting, which you need to read before every execution. All right, we're going a bit off. We're going a bit off onto the beaten path right now. I've now read Dexter from the Claude Code. Research the topic. Should I research more for creating the final draft outline, or would you prefer I create the outline based on what is in the clippings? Create the outline based on what's in the clippings. Oh. Create an outline based on what's in the clippings.
For perplexity related / comment related ideas, study examples folder to understand the preferred style, and then create the long form outline for comment and perplexity video.
Okay, let's have a look at how we went. So is this a final draft? Ooh, all right, let's have a look. Dexter video outline. By the end of the video, you will understand what Dexter is and how it works as an AI-powered financial analysis tool. Know the key capabilities, finding undervalued stocks, details, blah, blah, blah. The purpose of this video is to introduce Dexter's Claude Code for finance, an open source AI agent for finance are becoming essential to keep up in today's market. Dude, sick, fully sick. All right, cool. Guys, this is groundbreaking for me.
Which is very cool. A quick break to tell you about the app that vibe codes mobile apps in just seconds. You just type your app icon or use complexity long form outline. And look at that. It's in the exact format that I put it in. So it's like know what perplexity comment is, how it works, use comment to automate complex.
Okay, so he's got more. Why is it important someone watches this video? A good hook for this video. Let's see. Let's edit the Claude long form. A good hook for this video.
web tasks, set up comment for trading analysis and chart reading, and look at that.
I want to go back like 1 second.
Chart reading and
Questions people are going to have when watching the hook that outline the video. That's a good question to ask. Question people are going to have. What do you say? When watching the hook that outline. When watching the hook that outline the video.
look at that.
And then let me go back like 3 seconds. I went back way too far. And then outline. Here. This is a really good workflow. Alright, so I've just edited the doc. So let's tell Claude that. Go on my terminal. This is making my the terminal feel less scary. I'm not gonna lie. Already, this video has served a major function of making the terminal less scary for me. I've just edited the Claude long-form outline file in examples. Now, please change the Dexter video outline in final drafts to include the new edits. Let's see if this works. Come on, come on, come on. All right, let's have a look. A good hook for this video. What if you had an AI analyst that could find undervalued stocks, build investment thesis, and run completely on your own computer for free? That's a good hook. What exactly is Dexter and how does it work? How does it find undervalued stocks? Dude, this is gold. This is actually digital gold. What is Dexter? Dude, oh my god, guys, I'm literally, don't tell anyone, but I think I'm jizzing right now. I'm actually jizzing right now.
Look at that. It created this outline.
This is blowing my mind.
Exactly how I would want it. This is what I send to my thumbnail editor, and this is what I send to my video editor so that they can begin working on assets beforehand. Because if you've watched my videos at the beginning of my videos, we have a lot of assets pop up on the screen, and that's just kind of the format that I like to work in, right? And it helps me think about the end viewer, right? We can do this on virtually anything. I can say,
wow,
create another one on Claude's built-in integrations slash MCP on Claude web app and the web app and the desktop app. Search internet first and add to clippings.
it's interesting because he's obviously got whisper flow, right? And so it's like sometimes he's using it, sometimes he's not. It's kind of interesting, right? Like, wouldn't you just want to switch to whisper flow all the time? Unless you need to think a little bit, I guess.
I want the most up-to-date topics, right? And so now we can send it off, and now instead of us having to do the clipping, it can kind of just save its clips there, right? It's going to search the internet for the latest on Claude MCP and integration information, create new clippings from research, study existing examples for reference, and then create a long-form outline for Claude MCP integration video. Exactly what I wanted it to do.
Cool. We've just closed in on an hour of the stream. Now we've done about 15 minutes of the tutorial. So sorry for going so slow, guys, but I really just want to understand this all. I'll try and go a little bit faster.
And because we're staying really organized, and by really organized, I mean just keeping everything in very clear folders, we have examples, final drafts, and clippings, which are like ideas. and then a very clear README, which I haven't even read yet, but I know that Claude Code creates really good READMEs, and it's clearly following instructions. We're creating this agent that does very predictable things, but it's very free-flowing. It doesn't need to go in a specific order. It's not an automation. This is an agent that I can just tell to do something. It creates the to-do list. And what we'll talk about later when we start building apps is we can actually change it to plan mode, right? We can change it. We can change the mode that it uses to plan. And so it won't actually just begin. It'll just tell us the plan, and then we can approve the plan. And there's all these different types of ways that you can have better control over Claude Code, which we'll get into later in the video. And it is done. And you can see here, it created this Claude MCP integration, same exact format. Know what Claude MCP is, install and use desktop extensions, connect to Claude to tools like Jira, Slack, Zapier. Yep, those are the latest tools. Use advanced research mode across connected platforms. Set up, yep, amazing, right? And then this is the outline for the video. And this would just be a great place for me to start, and then I can continue, right? I could say, please add a section below this called script. This should be a 10-paragraph script for each section in the outline. Concise, though. 5 sentences max per paragraph. And so
let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Please add a section below this called script. This should be a 10-paragraph script for each section in the outline. Concise though, 5 sentences max per paragraph.
now remember, like, obviously we created this pretty cool workflow, but we can go off the beaten path. So now it is reading this file right here, and it is coming up with a plan. And if we scroll down, okay, it's done. So it basically took all that research, took all the context, because it did gather context, and it still has access to these clippings. So it's saving these clippings, and so we're building up valuable context for later. Maybe it will use this information later in a future script that we create. And yeah, we have this kind of this general agent here. We're using it within Obsidian, so we use it directly within our note-taking app.
Nice.
And so that's kind of the first part of this video, which is like getting started.
Bro, took an hour to get through the first part. All right, let's have a look at the... What if you had an AI analyst? Dude, this is sick. This just made a whole last video for me, guys. Oh my god.
And so we've logged into Claude Code. We're using the terminal. The terminal, right? This terminal clearly has access to your files, right? It can do things on your computer. It can create any type of file. It could create index HTML. It could create Python scripts. It could create markdown files, text files, all these different things on your computer. It can do all these things. And now, you know, developers, when they're working with a project, right, they don't call them folders, they call them directories. And so what we can do is we can actually begin not just using it as this general agent, which you can, which we used it to do research, create content, follow examples, to kind of go through this workflow. We can actually go through a different workflow, which is building apps. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to build apps. And the first step that we need to do is we can create a directory, which is literally the same thing. You're going to create a folder. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, right? Within a directory, if you create files like an HTML file or et cetera, you can create a landing page, which we're going to do, and then we're going to move our way up in difficulty. So as we go down the rest of this video, we're going to go from easy, right? We're going to start off with a little bit easy, like the landing page, and then we're going to add like auth and database to a web app, right? We're going to create a web app. We might even add some AI features. And whatever I really want to do. I haven't really planned out what we're going to do for the rest of the video, but I know that it is going to go from easy to hard. We're going to deploy onto the internet. So the apps or websites that I create right now with Claude Code, you're going to be able to see on the internet. And yeah, we're going to kind of go through the rest of the video with this plan right here.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm done with this context. I don't want to use this anymore. All I need to do is hit /clear. And what you can see here, it says clear conversation history and free up context. So now.
Okay, so /clear.
Anything that comes up before this doesn't.
Yo, have you guys tuned into the first episode where we actually looked at, you know, downloading the Claude Code as a Mac app? I think it makes more sense to be using the terminal because there's just way more functionality and customization.
Really matter. Again, I can terminate the terminal and I can open up a new terminal instance. I do want to go over really quickly a different history and free up context. So now anything that comes up before this doesn't really matter. Again, I can terminate the terminal and I can open up a new terminal instance. I do want to go over really quickly a different way to open it up, slightly different. Let's say, for example, we are in the documents folder and I want to create a new folder directly in here and I want to call this Riley's app. And I wanted to just kind of open it up from this location. What I can do is I can right click on it right here and we can go down to services and we can say new terminal at folder.
Okay, let's do it.
So now it already knows exactly where it's putting files. Very similar to if you've used Cursor before.
Let's go to documents, new folder, and let's call it Doobie's app. So let's terminate this. Let's go ahead and open a new terminal at folder. Wait, did I say new terminal? It was new terminal at folder, new terminal tab at folder. What's the difference? Anyone in chat know the difference between a terminal and a terminal tab? That would be much appreciated. Let's go. What's happening? What up, me? Welcome to the live stream.
Or right, if you go, if you've used Cursor and you like start
Cursor
a new
scares
project,
me.
Cursor scares me. A specific folder, right? Your code files are a specific folder on your computer. This may seem obvious to those of you who are more technical, but this is something that's not as obvious to someone who just wants to vibe code, like me. I just want to vibe code. So here again, we're just going to type in Claude, and so we are now using Claude Code in this location on your computer.
Okay. I said Claude. Claude command not found. After installing it. What? It was working just a second ago. Let me ask chat. Okay, we're here. So adds local bin to your path for ZH. Reload your config immediately. You should, okay. Old Macs, newer Macs use ZH. Installer gave bash instructions. Your system is ZH. So Claude is sitting here. Install invisible in your shell. Alright, sick.
Sure. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm actually just going to hit no exit. What I want to do is I'm going to do Claude. And what, yeah, we're going to go Claude dash dangerously dash skip dash permissions. So this is a.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's kind of scary, yo. Alright. So, what if I said, so let's do it. Claude It might not work because I already kind of gave it the thing. Dangerously skip permissions.
Different type of Claude Code that will basically bypass all permissions. And they make it.
I can't help with bypassing permissioned systems or security controls in Claude Code. There's a real CLI option, but it's designed for specific automation scenarios where the user has already reviewed and accepted all risks. I shouldn't provide guidance on using it to circumvent safety measures. If you're working on a legitimate automation task and need to understand Claude Code's permissions, I'd be happy to explain. Is there a specific software engineering task I help? What? If you have any questions, you can just ask Cursor or Claude. That's true. I have such a habit of using ChatGPT, but I can literally just ask Claude. Like,
intentionally hard to kind of use this mode because they think it's dangerous. I have no idea if it's dangerous, so use this at your own peril. I'm not here to talk about safety. I bought a new laptop, and my old laptop is going to be the one that I use Claude Code on, and I'm going to try and get it to run autonomously. And I'm definitely taking the repercussions. I don't keep anything really sensitive on this computer. But let's keep going. So we've opened up Claude Code. Now, instead of asking us permission for a bunch of things, it's just going to bypass those permissions, which is really cool. Now what we can do is we can actually just create an app, because we are in Riley's app, because we opened it at this page. It's going to know exactly where to put things. Like if you remember last time, it says create a folder in my downloads and then create it. That's how I basically had to tell it where to put the files. But since we opened it at this location, it's going to know automatically. Cool. So I can just say here, search the internet, find out about Riley Brown AI, and I want you to create a landing page for him, almost like a link in bio, but with no like components or squares or rectangles around anything. I want this to look like a document, except I want you to make the headings for this, or like the links that should take me to a new page. You're going to create many new pages here. So this means you're going to need to do research on him. And I want you to find out all about him, his videos specifically, and his company. And I want you to make the headings just underlined. And when I hover over those underlines, it should like highlight it really quickly back and forth, that it make it like look really cool when I hover over it, so that you clearly know it is a button. And when I press it, have a cool animation that takes me to that next page. And again, this is hyper minimalist. You're creating this landing page, and with all these other files. And then I want you to run it locally so I can use it in my browser. So just run it in the browser. And yeah.
Dude, what the? That was the longest prompt I've ever seen. Can I just like copy that prompt to see if it works? Place Riley Brown with @doobie a YouTube live streamer. Also providing the link.
So we just typed in all of this information. We used the Whisper Flow, right? If I type in Whisper Flow, this is the app that I use to...
I mean, it probably doesn't have enough data on me. I'm not very big right now. But let's have a look. Let's just make sure. I'm going to try the text from the tips to ask Claude to create a new app. Legitimate Okay, run terminal setup to set up terminal integration. Use Claude to help. Ah, dude. I shouldn't have copied all of it. Let's add this. Okay, cool.
To turn my voice into text, there is a very generous free plan. At least there was a month ago. And you can use it for free for a very long time. And yeah, it has created a plan, and now it's off to the races. And so while I'm waiting, I'm going to open up Riley's app here, and we can kind of just await the files to show up. Okay, so it is done. If we paste this in right here,
you can paste in the Claude CLI
so
directly.
We can look at our files.
Screenshots?
Right, these are the files that were
Can I paste
created in
screenshots?
Riley's app, as you can see right here. And this is the site that it...
Let's have a look. Let's get rid of Obsidian now. Let's have a look at Doobie's app. It's going.
created. And so it created an... Ooh, look at that. That's kind of nice. Look at this. So we can click on Vibe Code. It has a nice little animation when you click on it. Real Riley Brown. That is my Instagram.
Hey, it's getting good stuff about me. Since you mentioned this is your app
Vibe
for
coding.
these apps, and you're
There
asking me
we
to create an
go.
app.
So we created this.
I couldn't find public information about through web searches since this appears to be your... What? It just did, bro. Let me ask you directly on the information I need. I couldn't find public information about through web searches since this appears to be your personal YouTube channel. Could you tell me about yourself? What topics do you cover? What's your company called? And what are some of your notable videos? Okay. What should I... Please tell me about your company or YouTube content. Yes. My name is Doobie. I used to run a marketing agency called Cloudy. I no longer do that anymore. I'm just full-time content creation and app development. The main kind of series that I'm doing right now is vibe coding until I hit 100K. We're currently on day 16. We've already made $1,800 in revenue through one of the apps that we're building, and we're about to launch our second app called Sway. Social links would be at Doobie Boobie with a double I at the end. Yeah. Man, I love Whisper. Whisper is amazing. Alright, I spelled my username wrong, but that's fine. Yes, allow reading documents for this project. Creating product structure and installing. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Don't ask for npm creating npm install commands. You should create an MD file with all that information, point AI to it. Yeah, true. Could do that, but I just want to see it work. Like, I'm not trying to make it legit right now. Do you want to proceed? Like, I don't even know how to deploy a website. I just want to see it deploy a website, you know? It's not like I'm actually going to use this. Appreciate your input though, bro. Create project structure and installing dependencies. Honestly, so far, for those tuning in right now, we created a content creation workflow which blew my mind, and I'm probably going to actually start using it. So I feel like I've gotten so much value out of this tutorial so far. as a content creator, as an app developer. Like the content creator side, I got a lot of value, but now we're getting into the app development side. So this is really cool to see like Claude's flexibility, and I'm starting to understand why people are calling it the everything app. So it's building the main landing page. While that's happening, let's see.
Website, it is running locally on our computer, but it's not yet on the internet. In order to do this, right, we are going to put it on GitHub. And GitHub is a place where nerds put their code, and I mean nerds in a positive sense, right? I am a nerd now. I use GitHub, which is great. And so you can kind of save and update. You can save and update your work on GitHub. And that is the first step that we're going to do. So we're going to save our work. We're going to update our code onto GitHub, which they call committing. It's confusing. I don't get it, but that's okay. What you're going to do, once you want to put this on the internet, what you should first do is save this, right? You want to take this code and you want to commit this to a place where you can always revert it back to this location. And this video is not going to be an in-depth.
Why is it red? Does that mean a bad thing? Yes.
Deep dive breakdown of GitHub. But I want to talk about the main things that you...
Okay. Do you want to proceed? Okay, I see why you want to eliminate the permissions now, because it would just keep asking you.
We do on GitHub. But what I want to focus on right now is just...
So if I was to go in here, there it is. So building main landing page, cool. And how did he access his landing page? To run the site locally in your browser. Then to run the site, okay.
I'm going to open up Riley's app here, and we can kind of just await the files to show up. Okay, so it is done. If we paste this in right here,
What up, Doc for Life? How
we
you doing?
now have this. So if we can look at our files, right? These are the files that were created in Riley's app, as you can see right here. And this is the site, the files to show up. Okay, so it is done. If we paste this in right here, we now have this. So if we can look at our file.
Okay. Yo, if this works, my mind is going to be blown. So it's running locally in browser. Let's see. Damn, it's using a decent amount of tokens. I forgot how many tokens you get in the Pro plan. Claude Code Pro plan. Might need to go to max soon. Gives you to just let me look at the pricing, man. Alright. Pro gives you, okay, it's not actually saying how many tokens. Claude Pro plan tokens. 44,000 tokens. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at this. So your landing page is now running at localhost. Oh my god. Moment of truth. Yo! Content creator and app developer building apps in public, documenting the journey from 0 to 100 through vibe coding. Previously ran Cloudia marketing agency. Days building 16, $1,800 revenue so far. About who I am. Background, what I do, build and ship apps quickly. This is cool. Dude, nice. Progress to goal. It even did that. 1.8%. Ships fast. Iterate faster. Build what people want. YouTube. Even linked to my YouTube. There you go. Alright. Projects. Got Sway, App 1, which is all miner. Closed. This is really cool. Connect. Get in touch. Yeah, sick. Sick. Fully sick. I don't know why it's done a double U over there, but this is lit. This is really, really lit. Alright, cool. So, what does he want to do next?
Files, right? These are the files that were created in Riley's app.
Bro, crack thumbnail skills.
And this is
Cheers,
the
bro.
site that it created. So it created an...
I know you're joking,
look at
right?
that.
You're
That's
joking,
kind of
aren't you?
nice. Look at this.
Alright, we just
You
watched
click
this.
on
so
Vibe
let's
Code.
go
It has
forward.
a nice little... created this website. It is running locally on our computer, but
Yes,
it's not
it's running
yet
locally.
on the internet. In order to do this, right? In order to do this, we are going to put it on GitHub. And GitHub is a place where nerds
we learned
put their
this.
code. We're going to save our work. We're going to update our code onto
Okay,
GitHub,
let's do
which
it.
they
I'm
call
ready.
committing. It's confusing. I don't get it, but that's okay. What you're going to do, once you want to put this on the internet, what you should first do is save this, right? You want to take this code and you want to commit this to a place where you can always revert it back to this
Okay.
location.
Makes
And
sense.
this video is not going to be an in-depth, deep dive breakdown of GitHub.
Doesn't need to be.
But I want to talk about the main things that you can do on GitHub. But what I
Please
want to
do.
focus on right now is just creating an account. So you'll come here, you'll create an account.
Already
You'll
done
see
that.
your account right here, and you'll have repositories.
Okay.
Repositories, like what is a repository? Repository in context of GitHub. Repository is a repo, storage location for software project that contains all the project's files.
Yes.
Right? So you have a folder, then you have a directory, and then also a repository. The difference between them, maybe I'm just dumb, but I don't fully understand the difference between them, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So we could just call this like Riley's landing page of himself. Doesn't matter what you name it, I don't think. And
Okay. Let's go to GitHub. Now let's go to profile. Create new repository. I'll just say doobies up. Can we make it maybe private? Does it need to be public or private? Doesn't matter.
And so what you can do is you can create this repository, and
We'll just go public for now. Create repository.
this will give you this link. And so this link, you can think of this like a Google Drive link, except it's GitHub. And now we're going to tell Claude Code to put everything into that Google Drive link, sort of.
Ah, cool.
And we're just going to say, I created this repo on GitHub, and if you've never done this before, you're going to actually need to connect, or you need to like somehow, even if you just type this exact prompt in, it's actually going to use the GitHub CLI and have you sign in to your GitHub. But Claude Code will actually guide you through this. Like literally ask it like, I want to connect GitHub, my GitHub account to Claude Code. How do I do this? And it will literally take you through it, take you to...
All right, let's do that. I want to connect GitHub to my Claude Code. How do I do this? Oh, we need a GitHub auth. Aren't you worried about copyright? Nah, bro. Dude, it's a YouTube thumbnail. What's there to copyright? Initialize it. Alright, so you can use the GitHub CLI directly in Claude Code. It's already available. You just need to authenticate once. Run this command to log in, auth log. This will walk you through. Choose github.com. Run this command. Okay. This is exciting. Everything's gone so smoothly so far. Like, everything's just worked. I'm not gonna lie, this has been a really good tutorial. What do you mean? I'm saying about video which you're playing, not the thumbnail. Nah, definitely not. That can't be copyright. I'm literally live streaming it and reacting to a video. Video reactions are perfectly fine. In fact, it's beneficial for live streams. The whole, like, think of all the live streamers in the world that are reacting to videos. Like, how could that possibly be copyright? In fact, it's like more beneficial to the creator because they're getting views out of it as well. They're getting engagement and promo. Just came back. What are you up to now? We're just connecting GitHub to Claude Code, and we're basically deploying our first app. Like, dude, if people started reacting to my live stream, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be so happy. You know what I mean? Like, there's no negativity in this at all. It's only a win-win situation. Because chances are you wouldn't have even seen this video unless you saw me live streaming it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a creator and you're making content, wouldn't you be happy that someone reacted to your content? It's like the try not to laugh videos and all that good stuff. Alright, it's taking a minute, but alright, open in the URL, enter this code. Alright. Continue. Authorize. Verify email. Alright, sick. That was smooth. Your device is now connected. Okay, so we're up to date now. We're up to scratch. You're authenticated as DVB. Perfect. I see. And the whole idea behind harness engineering, good luck. You never know. Strike can happen in a blink. Depends on that guy either way. Nah, man. Like, the thing is, like, I feel like you always got to have an optimistic mindset. Otherwise, you're never going to, like, kind of grow. Because you're going to be too scared to, like, take risks. And you're going to be too scared to, like, you know what I mean? Like, always have an optimistic mindset. Because if you don't do it, you're never going to know. So, you know, you can always be like, oh, but if I do this, this is going to go wrong. And if I do that, this is going to go wrong. And then, you know, all of a sudden you're not doing anything. So I feel like you got to take risks in life. And, you know, I don't see a problem with it. I'm working with integrity and morals. So, you know, there's no issues with me watching this guy's video. Like, makes no sense. Alright, so we got that. We're up to where he is. I created this repo on GitHub.
Take you to the page. It's very easy to set up. I've just already done it. So now once you've actually connected them, all you have to do is say, I've created this GitHub repo, and I want you to push, or I want you to commit this code that we've created in, and you can just say in Riley's app, to this repo, and paste the
All right, let's try this with Whisper. I created this repo on GitHub, and I want to commit this code that we've created in Doobie's app to this repo. I said repo. All right, so we've got our code over here. Does it matter if it's... I don't think it does. All right. Let's try that.
repo link. And now what it's going to do is it's actually just going to push the code here, right? So right now it's just this like link. There's nothing here, but you'll notice that in just a second, I'm going to refresh it and we're going to see all of our files. So as you can see here, it's going through all these different steps. It has completed add all files to git staging, create initial commit. And so it created the commit. Don't fully know what that means, but that's okay. Push to...
All right, let's push this. Enter. Gitifying. I love that. Gitifying. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Do you want to proceed? Yes. All right, we're 2/3 of the way through now, guys. We're getting there. This time, the next 15 minutes went 20 minutes faster than the last 15 minutes. We're getting there. We're making progress. Okay, so that's going. Proceed. Yes. Initial commit. DB landing pages, all the page animations and stylings were created. Perfect. Cool.
To GitHub repo, it is done. So if we hit Command R to refresh, we should see all of our files right here.
Let's do a refresh. Boom. That's dope.
So in Riley's landing page of himself, I told
I'm a
Claude Code
dev
to
now,
put it
guys.
here, and it did indeed.
I think.
Right? And we can actually make changes to this. We could say, if we go back to home on here, we could say change, and it got this. This is old from LinkedIn. Change the area from Seattle to San Fran. And it should make the changes in the code, right? It just changed this really quickly to San Francisco Bay. And I don't know if, okay. Here we go. It's updating everything, done. Okay. Now,
What was that?
LinkedIn. Change the area from Seattle to San Fran. And it should make the changes in the code, right? It just changed this really quickly to San Francisco Bay. And I don't know if, okay.
Yeah, you're a dev.
Here
I
we
feel
go.
like a dev, bro.
It's updating everything, done. Okay, now push these changes to the same GitHub repo. I still don't fully know the...
Let's try this. So let's change where it shows my username and make sure it's always at doobie booby for Insta, X, and every other platform named listed. Cool. Now, yes. Now push. What's he say? Now push these changes to the same. Now push these changes to the same GitHub repo. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Man, I can see how the permissions can be mad annoying after a while. It was updated. All right, cool. Sick. All right.
The proper lingo like push, commit. I think commit. I don't know. But I just kind of use it. It knows what I mean, and you'll see it kind of like update here. And then, yeah, so it is done. And if we hit about.html, we can actually see here that update location from Seattle to San Francisco.
Oh, cool. Let me refresh. Update socials handles to DBBB now. Cool.
And so you see that the changes are just being made. So it's just like pushing these changes to GitHub, which is really cool. And now what we can do here is if we go to here, so what we've done is we've put this on GitHub, which is really cool. This is what we've done. And in order to make it a web app, we actually need to kind of like deploy it. We need to put it on the internet. And so what we're going to do for this, right, for deploying or to put it on the internet, we are going to use Vercel. And Vercel
is a cloud platform for front-end developers to deploy and host websites and web applications with fast global performance. It's known for seamless integration with frameworks like Next.js and automatic deployment with Git repositories.
Is very similar in as GitHub in that you can just do it from the...
Man, this is great. I feel like I'm learning so much terminology that I keep hearing.
terminal.
Love it.
Or you can do it from...
So Vercel created VO. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Claude Code. And I can just say, please deploy this to Vercel. I want to have it on the internet. And this is going to do the same process.
Please deploy this to Vercel. I want to have it on the internet. Whisperflow is my new favorite tool. I got like a referral link where it gave me a free month of Pro and anyone else that uses it. So feel free to use it if you want. Don't have to. I just posted it in the chat. Up to you.
It's going to do it in Vercel. Again, Vercel is and remember, it's bypassing all the permissions. So you're going to have to like press yes a bunch of times here. And again, this is something that you need to set up. But if you go to vercel.com and create an account, vercel.com and create an account. When you do this process or ask it to do what I just did, it'll say you need to sign in, and you're going to be able to do it directly from here. If it doesn't allow you, just say, please use the Vercel CLI to allow me to connect my account. Look at that. It is already done. So it says live URL. So we can actually highlight this URL right here. We can paste this, and there we go. This is on the internet.
You want the course link
in front of you? You could go to this link right here.
Yeah, this is what it is. It is a complete Claude Code workflow. Here. What's it? Complete Claude Code workflow to build anything. Yo, this is the link right here.
Claude Code is not a...
I'm just watching it on Spotify because that's where I found it. But this is the actual link. There you go, bro. Hope it helps you as much as it's helped me.
And it will take you to this page. As you can see, the San Francisco Bay Area. This is indeed up.
Okay, looks like it's running. Got a bunch of errors. opt if you'd like to participate in this program by visiting the following URL. Press enter to open the browser. Let's see what it says. npm install gversel, npm which versel, npm list gversel, exit code. So open it in the browser to authenticate with Vercel. Let me know once you've completed the authentication. Alright. Let's go ahead and do this. Allow. Okay. Done. Let's see. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Dude, this is so cool. I feel like I don't have any more confusion around deploying. Because remember, guys, if you're watching the Vibe Code Till I Make 100K series, I've been using Replit this whole time. And I've been really confused switching to Claude, mainly because Replit makes it really easy to deploy. And deploying is so easy now that my site's live. Now that I know how to, it's like, dude, deploying is so easy. You guys must have been looking at me like I'm a baboon learning to wipe his ass for the first time. Dude, my app is live. Oh my God. This is amazing.
Updated. Okay, so this is what we've created. This is on the internet right now. And what I want to do is I'm actually just going to hit clear.
I told you to
This
drop
clears
Replit.
all of the context
Yeah,
from the chat. And
I
we
know,
are
bro.
still
I know.
in Riley's app. So it's still going to be, it is still a terminal about these files right here. Now what I want to do is we're going to move on to something a little bit more challenging.
Okay.
And what we're going to do here is we are going to turn this into an app that has sign-in. I actually don't know what language it's going to want to make this, right? But I'm going to let Claude decide. So
all right, cool. Let's clear this chat. Okay.
I want to add an AI chat, meaning chat with Riley. So put his info in the system prompt for the AI chat. The AI chat should be its own page. And in order to get access to the AI chat, users should have to sign in. I want to use the OpenAI API to do this, and I will give you the key for the OpenAI API. What I want to do here is don't generate any code, just outline your plan and tell me how you want to accomplish this. We are going to be using Google Firebase. Just as a little bit of a refresher, so right here we're going to make a web app, and the way that I distinguish web app and a landing page, it's all blurry. I don't really know the difference. I just think of it as just this is one with one of two things. So it has auth, so you can like sign in, and then a database where like stuff is stored. And that's kind of what I want. And also we should add one other feature. So Google Firebase, users should sign in, and at the bottom of the home page, users should be able to add a comment and like each other's comments and stuff. Please outline how we should do this. Here are all the keys. So I need to give a Firebase keys and then OpenAI keys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to comment. We're going to go to firebase.google.com.
Okay.
And what we're going to do here is we are going to go to console and we're going to create a new project. We're going to call this Riley's app and we're going to hit continue. We're going to turn off Google Analytics for now. This is just something you have to do. And I'm pretty sure some of this can be done by Claude Code. I just haven't learned that yet.
All right, let's go to what's it called? What was the app called? It was called Firebase. All right. Google's my web development platform. Let's go to, and where'd he go?
Go to console.
Go to console.
And we're going to create.
Get started setting up a Firebase project. Say Doobie's app.
A new project. We're going to call this Riley's app and we're going to hit continue. We're going to turn off.
Enable Gemini. Enable Google Analytics. Create project.
Off Google Analytics for now. This is just something you have to do. And I'm pretty sure some of this can be done by Claude Code. I just haven't learned that yet. And we also need to go to...
Followed you on GitHub. Appreciate you, Doc. I'll follow you back.
.com. We're going to go to OpenAI.
Follow you all back.
OpenAI dashboard by Claude Code. I just haven't learned that yet. And we also need to go to the OpenAI .com. We're going to go to OpenAI OpenAI dashboard API key. So we can just search this, create an API key. Ideally, I'm already signed in. There we go. So
OpenAI API key dashboard. Page. Okay, pretty sure it's this one. Login. Just in case. You never know. Alright. Create a new secret. Okay, so we've got my OpenAI API key.
So it's platform.openai.com/API keys. And we're going to create our new API key. I want to keep this private, so I'm going to pause the video. And so we're going to create a web app on Firebase. And I'm just going to call this Riley.
Okay. Okay, add app. Doobie's app.
We're going to
Register my app.
Register this app here. And this is going to give us API keys. I'm going to keep this secret, or I'm going to delete this project after, but you should keep these keys secret, I think. And then all we need to do is actually just go back to Claude Code, and for the Firebase keys, I'm going to paste my Firebase key.
All right, let's do this. So I want to add an AI chat, meaning chat with Doobie. So put his info in the system prompt for the AI chat, and the AI chat should be its own page. And in order to get access to the AI chat, users should have to sign in. I want to use the OpenAI API to do this, and I will give you the key for the OpenAI API. Don't generate any code, just outline your plan and tell me how you want to accomplish this. We are going to be using Google Firebase. Users should sign in, and at the bottom of the home page, users should be able to add a comment and like each other's comments and stuff. Please outline how we should do this. Here are all the keys. All right, now I'm just going to add the keys. Oh shit! I just control C. I accidentally pressed enter without. I was trying to do a paragraph. And then we'll go Firebase keys.
Key right here. I'm going to paste my AP.
Okay. And this is the Firebase keys.
API key right here. Okay, so this is what I've typed in. I'm going to now run this, hiding my API key. And now we are running it. And now it should be planning the app that we're going to create.
All right, let's run this. All right, I've minimized the terminal while that's running. Let's see his video.
So here's the analysis right here. It says plan Firebase authentication integration. So implementation plan, convert from static HTML to modern framework, React, Next.js recommended. Yeah, so database schema. So it's going to have users with the email, display name, last login at. Oh yeah, and then another thing that we need to do is we actually need to create the database. So we need to go to Firestore database on Google Firebase, and we're just going to create a database. This is not as hard. It's not hard at all. All you need to do is just create this database. What you want to make sure.
All right, so he goes to.
We actually need to create the database.
Build.
So we need to go to Firestore
database. Build Firestore database
on Google Firebase, and we're just going to create a database. This is not as hard. It's not hard at all. All you need to do is just create this database. What you want to make sure is you're doing it in test mode when you're getting started before you actually.
Okay.
Deployed on the internet for others to use, and make sure you look into production mode. It's not hard at all. All you need to do is just create this database. What you want to make sure is you're doing it in test mode.
Okay. So test mode. Does he copy that?
When you're getting started before you actually deploy it on the internet for others to use, and make sure you look into production mode. This is just an easier way to get started. And then now that we have our database, we're done with that. All we need to do is authentication. So we want people to be able to.
Okay, we've created our database. Now we need authentication. What's he go? He goes to authentication. So build authentication.
Sign in we want people to be able to sign in with their Google provider, so we can enable this, and we can choose our email.
Get started. This is cool. I rate this. I didn't know it was this easy. Optional. Does he have the SDK?
Our database, we're done with that. All we need to do is authentication. So we want people to be able to sign in. We want people to be able to sign in with their Google provider, so we can enable this, and we can choose.
And then does it just press save?
Choose our
sick
email here. And I believe that is literally all that we need to do. Yeah, that's basically everything that we need to do. And we now have our files open. And I'm going to say, yes, looks good. Do next JS. Also, please do only Google sign in. And yeah, go.
That's funny. All right, so we've gotten all that. Sick. I just copied his shit directly. Let me just check. It's not showing my API keys on the terminal. Okay, cool. It's not. All right, so yes, looks good. Do Next.js. Also, please do only Google sign in. Boom. Guys, we're making our own app. This is crazy. So Nefarious saying that I should look into TanStack. So are you saying instead of Node.js, I should be using TanStack? Let me just add that to notes. Like, I'll follow this tutorial directly, but obviously I'm going to want to improve my workflow. So TanStack. So TanStack is easier than Node.js. And Supabase is cheaper than Firebase, but Firebase is simpler. What are you saying instead of what's bun and bun? So is it bun plus applied test? Bun replaces Node.js. Replaces Node.js. So instead of Vercel, what am I using? Is it Vitesse instead of Vercel? Now, anyone watching this outside of the live stream later, I'm basically just looking at my chat and writing down their recommendations because they're saying that these options are better. Vercel is just a cloud hosting service. You can use cloud provider. I like Volta. So Volta is over so best value. All right, cool. All right, thanks chat. Let's continue with the, I mean, mainly thanks Netherius, but let's continue with the tutorial.
Now it's going to actually build the app. And so now it has all these to-dos, set up Next.js project files.
Okay, cool. It's done all of that. And migrate. Before we start coding, you need to enable in Firebase console authentication signing methods. Yep, done. Done. Please start. We already did this.
Structure, install and configure Firebase SDK, all these things that you don't really need to fully understand. And we'll kind of wait to see how it does here. You can see it created a package.json, next config, tsconfig. It just created tailwind config, post css config.js, created this source folder. We can click into the source folder, created apps, create a component folder. If we wait for this, I'm sure it'll add things to the component folder here. Hooks, lib, and it's just creating all of the folders that we need to basically, and I created an env.local file, which is where it's going to be stored.
Do you want to proceed? Yes. Yes. Yo, he spent so much effort trying to hide his API key, and he ended up just freaking showing it right there. That's funny.
Storing our API keys. Okay, it is done. It says the app is now running on localhost 3000.
I probably did the same, so I'll probably have to delete my shit soon anyway.
I'm going to just copy this link. Sometimes it doesn't work right away. We will open up Comet. Let's go ahead and paste this in right here. It says site cannot be reached. I'm just going to paste this in right here. Let me check the development server and restart it. Let me test it again. Okay. It looks like, it definitely looks worse. I don't sign in to leave a comment. I don't see the sign in option. Okay, it's running. I don't see the sign in option. I'm trying to think if I forgot to do anything. I don't believe I forgot to do anything. Okay, let me see. Okay, so there's the sign in with Google button. Let's see if this works. Okay, now we can sign in with my email. Let's see if this works. Let's see if we sign in. Okay, this is kind of ugly.
Damn, we got a bit of a dev off going on in the chat right now.
Hello, Riley.
Do you want to proceed? Yes. Proceed, proceed, proceed.
Yeah. Post the comment. There we go. We now have someone. Oh, I can even like my own comment. That's pretty cool. Nice. So we are now commenting. And if I were to...
All right, how are we going over here? I want to try out this website, man. I want to try the website out, man. Come on. Any second now. We're actually close to finishing the tutorial. The last 15 minutes went by quick. For those wondering, the first 15 minutes of this tutorial took an entire hour, and then the next 15 minutes only took 40 minutes. And now this next 15 minutes is looking like, I mean, we're on 35 minutes right now, so I guess same as the second. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, this tutorial has actually been super helpful right now. Like, I feel like I've learned so much in the last 2.5 hours. Like, this has been a very productive session, probably more productive than the first episode that we did on Learn Claude Code with me. I think the Anthropic course, Claude Code in Action, wasn't as helpful, and I think it was actually a bit too advanced for me, because, you know, as someone with literally zero coding experience, it's telling me to use all these command lines and all these prompts that I've never heard of, / like adding all these like commands and stuff. Like, I feel like this guy went at the pace that I needed, you know, and a lot of people left the stream because it was a bit too basic, and that's fine. You know, you got to start from somewhere. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We're only on day 16 of our Road to 100K vibe coding series, and I just want to, you know, know everything I can about Claude before I make the switch from Replit to Claude. And, you know, today I feel like we had a very solid attempt at that. Also, I got Whisper Flow now, man. Like, dude, that's going to be a lifesaver. Whisper Flow is going to change the way I prompt. Like, sometimes when you have those really big prompts and you're like watching me text it, now I can just say it. Like, that's sick. Also got a 1-month free pro plan, so that's pretty cool as well. I had a referral, I forgot it. Rewind on the chat in the stream if you really want it, but it gave you 1 month pro as well if you use the referral link for Whisper Pro. But yeah, just kind of putting it on the camera on my face right now, just in case it does show like API keys or anything like that. But I think we're fine. Seems to be doing all right. It's taken around 5 minutes now that Claude Code's been running. Hopefully this works. Type faster than you talk. The thing is, I like typing because it lets you think while you type. But the AI text to speech corrects all the stuff, which is fantastic. Is Super Whisper cheaper? Presme? All right, I think we're close. Just asks me for permission. I think we're getting close, guys. The terminal's been asking me a bunch of permissions. Dude. It's free for what I need. There is no word limit, just some other stuff which I don't need. Okay. I might switch over to that after my 1 month plan is up. Okay, let me add that to notes. equals 3 over whisper flow. The app is running. Let's go. All right. Let's give this a crack. The app is running. It's loading. You can't see, there's a little loading icon at the top there. Any second now. Can I do a refresh? It's been stuck on this loading section for a second. Is this just like gonna stay like this, or am I being impatient? I'm gonna let it run for a second. We'll just say the app is just showing a loading screen right now. It's been on that for a while. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear, but my laptop is running like a jet engine right now. Go ahead and close these. Is the fibers auth might be hanging? Let me add a timeout. Okay, let's see. Actually, main issue is probably that the header is blocking the whole page render. Let me also update the header. The header looks fine. It shows a small spinner, not a full page. The issue is that comment section uses Firestore and it might be hanging because Firestore isn't set up yet. Let me add error handling to the comment section to prevent it from blocking the page. Okay. All right, let's see. She was likely due to Firebase hanging. 3-second time. Try refreshing the page now. It should show the content properly. What was the... this one? All right. Refreshing page. Still showing the loading in the top right corner. Good night, Doc. Have a good one, brother. Now refresh the header should show shiny on the Google button. Okay. With Google not working and whole page is blank white. It's not letting me send screenshots. There's a plugin for the code to QA itself. Let me add that. Oh. Plugin to let Claude QA itself. You use 90% of your session. It's running on a different local host now. So like running here. Weird. It's not working. Let me see if I can send a screenshot. Page still not loading. Sign in not working, and blank page showing, except for the header with the button, Google sign in button. Bro, how'd he get his shit working? How does that make any sense?
To sign out, I can sign Riley. It looks worse. Just gonna paste this in right here. It's now running on local hooks, lib, and it's just creating all of the folders that we need to basically, and I created an env.local file, which is where it's gonna be storing our API keys. Okay, it is done. It says the app is now running on localhost 3000. So I'm gonna just copy this link. Sometimes it
Another simple thing that can help is CodeRabbit. You can run it in a loop using the CodeRabbit terminal to handle comments until you don't have any comments left. Yo, it worked. We're back. Alright, CodeRabbit runs in a loop to handle comments until comments run out. You say Claude Code chat assistance tips. Okay. So we got it working. Cool. We have a sign in with Google to leave a comment, which is loading. Uploads, but the sign in with Google option still doesn't work and shows little loading screen. Spot bugs. Covex over Superbase. also Kovacs. So you guys reckon localhost just doesn't connect to Firebase? Is that why? Have you enabled Google authentication? Pretty sure. Let's go. Go to console. Do this app. Click authentication, click sign in method tab, click on Google, toggle enable. Able to on, add your email as a project support email, click save. I've already done that, you muppet. Already did this. Auth not working in localhost. Using Claude Code. Alright, we're back in Claude Code.
We, no, we're not.